day 22 of the 30-day video challenge, and today's a nice easy one actually. Today's topic is what has been your best job ever. So for me that's pretty easy. Back in the 90s when I was in my early 20s, I lived in Sydney and I had just married my husband Tim, and I'd been looking for work, and his auntie was working at CSR Sugar Refinery in Pyrmont in Sydney, and the receptionist had left and they needed a temp to cover. So Auntie Joy hooked me up with a job, and I was there for 3 months, and then they offered me a full-time job. So I went from being the temporary receptionist to the full-time receptionist, and then on to becoming the office manager. And it was a really exciting time because I was also part of the marketing team and had an awesome boss called Peter Jamison, and he just had a cool energy about him. He was very practical, very hands-on, but he included everyone in the team, and so while some more traditional thinkers were thinking that I was just the receptionist or the office manager and didn't really see me as part of the marketing team, Peter had my back, and he was always about, you know, Kelly's part of the team. And lots of cool things happened there. We had quite a few promotions, and so I remember calling around looking for sponsors for prizes. We had this buried treasure kind of promotion where a token was buried in your sugar and you pulled it out and you won a prize. And then another cool thing that sticks in my memory was we introduced flavoured icing sugar, and so we were working with food technologists developing all these recipes, and there was one recipe, I don't know how it came about, but when they were doing the packaging, I had tested the recipe at home to make sure. I think it might have been on an older packaging. So I tested the recipe at home to make sure that the recipe worked, and we were just going to reuse that recipe. But because I'd done that, Peter made them change the name to Kelly's Brownies. So all the chocolate icing sugar packages that were on the shelves at that time had Kelly's Chocolate Brownie written on it, and that was me. So that was pretty cool. Hey Uncle Gav, good to have you joining. I'm just talking about my best job ever. So that was a really cool job. That was my first salaried job. Before that I had only ever worked for an hourly rate and part-time and casual work. So it was really cool. Best time, best growth, such a supportive company. They, well, I had done marketing. Hey Martina, I had done a bit of marketing studies in my business course. The company was paying for me to do marketing studies at TAFE. But unfortunately, my marriage broke up around that time, and so I ended up moving countries and didn't finish my studies there. But best time, best team, really cool people. We had a new lady join us. Her name was Jackie Wong, and she was married to a Chinese guy, and his parents owned a Chinese restaurant. So we had awesome team dinners that we would eat all this gorgeous Chinese food, and then we'd go on to do karaoke, and that was a whole company wide. So those were some really cool times, So got great memories of my time at CSR Sugar. Great memories of all the team that I worked with. Hey Jess. And it was just, yeah, a fantastic time, fantastic team. Unfortunately, I've moved off the sugar wagon, a little bit more into my nutrition nowadays, but the people that I worked with made a huge difference. So tomorrow we did get a little heads up that we're going to be talking about our worst job ever. So I will be covering that off tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'd love to hear what your best job has been. So leave a comment for me in the comment section. Have a great day and I'll see you tomorrow.